Busta Rhymes is making headlines again, and this time, it is not about his music. Rumors are spreading that he is being blackmailed by someone from his past. People are saying that this person, who was once close to Busta, has a private video that could cause a lot of trouble for him. The mystery man is threatening to release the tape unless he gets paid, and Busta's team is doing everything they can to stop it. They are even talking about taking legal action to prevent the video from going public. Fans and insiders are already guessing who this mystery person could be. Some believe he is connected to Busta's past lifestyle and could be one of the people a former celebrity bodyguard, Big Homie CC, mentioned in an interview. According to Big Homie, Busta liked to keep certain relationships private. He said that when Busta was at clubs, he would send his team to bring certain people into his VIP section, making sure only specific individuals were around him. People are also bringing up old stories. They remember when Busta used to show up at events with someone who was not expected, or how his fashion choices made people talk. Recently, an old photo resurfaced, showing Busta leaving an event that has now sparked even more conversations. Some believe these rumors are not new, but this time, the situation is much more serious. The biggest issue is that Busta has always been very vocal about his opinions. In the past, he has made strong comments that some felt were too harsh. There was even a time when he walked out of an interview because he did not want to discuss certain topics. Now, people are wondering if this leaked video will change everything. Busta is now in full panic mode. His team is trying to handle the situation before things get worse. While nobody knows exactly what is on the rumored video, fans have already started making connections. Some say this is not surprising, while others are waiting to see how Busta will respond. No matter what happens, one thing is clear: this situation is getting bigger by the day, and everyone is watching to see what will happen next. Big Homie CC shared a wild story about a night in the club with actor and model Don Benjamin and one of his friends. This friend was a lawyer and openly gay. According to Big Homie, when Busta Rhymes saw this guy, it was like something changed in him. He locked eyes on him, grabbed him, and pulled him straight into his VIP section. And once he got him in, he did not let him leave the whole night. But this was not just a one-time thing. Big Homie claimed that whenever Busta went to clubs, the promoters knew what to do. They had to find the best-looking men in the place and bring them over to his section. Big Homie said he had seen it happen many times. He even recalled a moment when Busta could not stop talking about how attractive a guy was. When Busta spotted someone he liked, he would bring him into his section, make sure nobody else got near, and act like the person belonged to him. Many people in the industry have known about Busta's rumored private life for years. It was something that was whispered about behind closed doors, but never really talked about in public. Big Homie, someone who had been around the industry for a long time, said that most people chose to stay quiet because they wanted to stay close to Busta and be part of his VIP world. He was a big name, and being in his circle meant access to exclusive parties, connections, and opportunities. Nobody wanted to risk losing that, so they kept their mouths shut. But Big Homie said there was another side to the story that people did not talk about as much: Busta's anger issues. He mentioned that Busta had been seen getting upset at women in public. There were times when he even threw drinks at them during arguments. It was shocking behavior, but because he was famous, people often looked the other way. They would just say, "Oh, that is just how he is," and move on. But Big Homie suggested that there was more to it than just a bad temper. He believed that Busta, like some other men in the industry, might have been struggling with hidden feelings. He said that some men pretend to be something they are not. They act tough, they put on a front, but deep down, they are living a life they do not want to admit to. It is a battle within themselves, and instead of facing it, they take out their frustration on the people around them. In Busta's case, that frustration seemed to come out in his anger towards women. Big Homie even pointed out something strange that he had noticed about Busta in the club. Most guys go to clubs to have fun, party, and impress women. They buy drinks, they invite women into their section, and they try to enjoy the night. But Busta was different. He did not seem to like it when other men were bringing women around. Instead of enjoying the party, he would get annoyed. If someone was buying drinks for women or showing them attention, Busta would get upset. It was as if he did not want women to be a big part of the scene. This made some people start to wonder, why was he acting like that? Was it just his personality, or was there something deeper going on? Then, things got even more complicated when rumors started spreading about a private video that might leak. Someone from Busta's past was allegedly threatening to release footage that could expose his secrets. The internet went wild with speculation. Was this video real? If it was, what did it show? And who was behind the threats? Sources close to Busta said that he was in full panic mode. He was trying to stop the video from coming out, threatening legal action, and doing everything he could to keep things under control. But in today's world, once something gets out, it is hard to stop it. Information spreads fast, and once people start talking, there is no way to make them forget. And it was not just this rumored video that had people talking. There were also stories about Busta's behavior in the club, the way he treated women, and even claims from people who said they knew about his private life firsthand. Some of these stories had been ignored for years, but now, with everything going on in the industry, people were starting to pay attention. Orlando Brown's wild claims only made things worse. He had already shocked the internet by saying that he had been with several famous men in the industry, including Diddy, Drake, Bow Wow, and Busta Rhymes. At first, nobody took him seriously. Orlando had a history of saying crazy things, so most people thought he was just making it up. But then, when serious allegations started coming out about Diddy, people began to think twice. Orlando had talked about Diddy before Cassie's lawsuit in 2023. Back then, everyone laughed it off. But now, with Diddy facing real legal trouble, people started connecting the dots. Could it be possible that Orlando was actually telling the truth all along? If so, what did that mean for Busta? He and Diddy had been close for years. They had worked together, partied together, and stayed connected through the industry. If Diddy's secrets were coming to light, could Busta's be next? People on social media started digging up old interviews, club stories, and anything they could find about Busta's past. Rumors started flying about his relationships, his temper, and the way he acted behind closed doors. Some people believed the rumors, while others thought it was all just an attempt to tear him down. But one thing was clear, Busta was facing more attention on his personal life than ever before. And the internet was not letting go. As more and more stories surfaced, fans were left wondering, was Busta really being unfairly targeted, or was there some truth to these rumors? Was this just another case of the internet blowing things out of proportion, or was there more to the story? One thing is for sure, in today's world, secrets do not stay hidden forever. And right now, it looks like Busta is in the middle of a storm that is only getting bigger. What do you think? Is this all just gossip, or is there something real behind the rumors? Could Busta's past finally be catching up to him? Drop your thoughts below. This is not just Big Homie's opinion. There are studies that show when people hide who they really are, it can lead to anger and frustration. In Busta's case, his strong opinions about certain topics, along with his past actions, are making people wonder if there is more to his story. Busta Rhymes has not spoken much about this topic in recent years, but back in 2007, he made his views clear. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, when he was asked if the hip-hop community should be more welcoming to gay rappers, he got up and left the room. He said, "I cannot even talk to you about that. With all due respect, I am not trying to offend anybody, but what I represent does not accept it at all." But that was not the only time he made his feelings clear. Over the years, there have been reports about Busta getting upset when gay fans approached him. One report from 2006 said that Busta was at a restaurant in Miami where there were many gay men, drag queens, and transgender people. A gay fan went up to him to congratulate him on his success, but Busta turned around, snapped, and yelled, "Why are you touching me? Get away from me." Then, he told his bodyguards to throw the fan out. After that, he was heard using a homophobic slur, saying, "I hate those people." This was not just one incident. In 2013, Busta got into another argument in Miami Beach at a restaurant called Cheeseburger Baby. His team tried to skip the line, saying, "We are very important people." But when the staff refused, things got heated. When his food arrived, Busta got angry because the condiments were served on the side. He started yelling and using homophobic slurs at the staff. He even told the owner, "I am not leaving until I get my burger the way I want it." More recently, a video from the Grammys went viral, showing Busta getting upset when a gay fan recorded him backstage. Some people believe this was not just a regular fan, but one of the people Big Homie had mentioned before. In the video, Busta can be heard saying, "This is not a conversation we should have on camera." And now, even more people are coming forward with stories. Social media personality Trip Ally shared his own experience. He said he was walking in New York City during Halloween weekend when Busta suddenly grabbed his hand. At first, he did not realize it was Busta. But then he saw the big flip mode chain shining in front of him and looked up. Busta held his hand the whole time and invited him to party in his VIP section. Trip was excited at first. He thought it was a great chance to meet celebrities and network. But he had no idea that things were about to take a much wilder turn than he expected. Busta Rhymes has always been one of my favorite artists. Back then, when I was trying to make it in rap, I was really excited when he invited me to his section. It felt like a great chance to connect with someone big in the industry. I knew that being in the right place at the right time could open doors, and this felt like one of those moments. But at the same time, I did not want to come across as a fan who was just happy to be there. I wanted to keep it cool because I was focused on networking, not just being around famous people. I was all set to go when things suddenly took a turn. My friend, who was with me that night, was not feeling the idea of going to Busta's party. I thought it was not a big deal, but before I knew it, we were in a full argument. He was acting like I was crazy for wanting to go, and I could not understand why he was making such a big deal out of it. I told him it was a good opportunity, but he just kept saying he was not interested. The argument got worse and worse until suddenly, it turned into a full fight. I was caught off guard because I never expected things to go that far. We were just two friends disagreeing about a party, and now we were physically going at each other. It was not like we had any deep personal issues, we were just arguing over plans for the night. But somehow, that one disagreement pushed things over the edge, and before I knew it, we were swinging at each other. It was a crazy scene. We were in the middle of the street, right in front of a taxi, fighting like we had real beef. At first, I thought it would just be a quick shove or two, but then he really started throwing punches. I had no choice but to defend myself, but at the same time, I was not trying to hurt him. I could tell that he was fighting me with real anger, like he wanted to do some serious damage. Then, out of nowhere, another guy came running down the street. He grabbed me and held me back. I was confused, thinking he was trying to break up the fight, but while he was holding me, my friend took the chance to get in even more punches. He hit me multiple times, and I could not even defend myself because this guy had me locked down. I felt completely helpless. My friend finally ran off, leaving me standing there in the middle of New York City, trying to process what had just happened. My clothes were messed up from the fight, and my head was spinning. I could not believe that a simple argument had turned into this. I had lost my chance to go to Busta's party. I had gotten into a crazy fight, and now I was stranded with no idea where my friend had gone. At that moment, all the excitement I had felt earlier in the night was completely gone. I had been looking forward to partying with Busta Rhymes, making connections, and enjoying myself. Instead, I was standing in the middle of the street, feeling confused, frustrated, and just done with the whole situation. Looking back, maybe my friend actually did me a favor. Maybe something told him that going to that party was not the best idea. Maybe if I had gone, something even crazier could have happened. You never know how things will turn out, and sometimes the things that seem like setbacks actually save you from something worse. And just when I thought things could not get any crazier, Orlando Brown came out and turned the internet upside down. He went on camera and claimed that he had been with several famous rappers, including Diddy, Drake, Bow Wow, and even Busta Rhymes. People could not believe what they were hearing. He even said, "We made love," when asked about Busta. At first, nobody took Orlando Brown seriously. He had always been known for saying wild things, and people were used to his shocking comments. Over the years, he had made many strange claims, so fans just brushed this off as another one of his crazy rants. Most people believed he was only trying to get attention, and they did not think there was any truth behind his words. But now, with all the serious accusations coming out about Diddy and other celebrities, people are starting to see Orlando's words in a different way. Maybe he was not just making things up. Maybe he had been telling the truth all along, and people just were not ready to believe him. Orlando has mentioned Diddy in multiple interviews before. Even before Cassie's lawsuit in November 2023, he had made comments about Diddy that sounded strange at the time. Back then, people thought he was just joking or trying to be funny. But now that Diddy is facing real legal trouble, fans are starting to connect the dots. Suddenly, Orlando's words do not seem so crazy anymore. The internet is full of discussions about what Orlando has said in the past. Some fans are going back and rewatching old interviews, wondering if they missed something. Others are now questioning if there was more truth to his words than they originally thought. His claims about being involved with famous men in the industry, including Diddy, Drake, and Busta Rhymes, were seen as ridiculous at first. But now, with Diddy's name being tied to serious allegations, people are rethinking everything. This situation has made people realize how quickly things can change. One moment, someone's words are seen as a joke, and the next, those same words start making sense when new information comes out. Orlando has been dismissed as unreliable for years, but now, fans are wondering if he had been telling the truth the whole time. Of course, not everyone believes Orlando's claims. Some people still think he is just looking for attention and that his past behavior makes it hard to trust anything he says. But others are starting to wonder, what if he was right? What if the things he said were not just random stories, but actual experiences? No matter what the truth is, one thing is clear: the internet is paying attention now. More and more people are talking about Orlando's old interviews, and his words are being taken more seriously than before. Whether his claims are true or not, his past statements are now part of a bigger conversation about the secrets of the industry. Only time will tell if Orlando was telling the truth or just making things up. But for now, his words are no longer being ignored, and people are starting to ask questions they never thought to ask before. And what about Busta? He and Diddy have been close for years, and now, with all these rumors, Busta is getting caught up in a mess of his own. His past is coming back to haunt him, and the internet is going wild with new claims. There are even rumors that someone from his past is threatening to leak a private video. From accusations about his club life to reports of him lashing out at people, it looks like his personal life is getting more and more exposed. Sources say Busta is in full panic mode, threatening legal action and trying to stop the video from coming out. But in today's world, where everything can be exposed in seconds, can anyone really keep their secrets hidden forever? So, what do you think? Is Busta Rhymes just being targeted, or is there some truth to these rumors? Could this be a real scandal, or is it just another case of people blowing things out of proportion? Share your thoughts below. He pushed me, so I pushed him back, and suddenly he just started throwing punches. We were fighting right there in front of a taxi driver, with the door open, in the middle of the street. I could tell he was really trying to hurt me. I was just trying to stop him, but he kept swinging at me. Then, another guy came running down the street and grabbed me. While he was holding me, my friend got the chance to hit me multiple times. It felt unfair. After that, my friend ran off, leaving me standing there, confused and shaken. My clothes were messed up from the fight, and I just stood in the street thinking, what just happened? I had no idea where he ran off to, but I knew one thing: I was not going to any party after that. My mind was all over the place because I could not believe what just happened. But maybe my friend actually did me a favor by stopping me from going. Who knows what could have happened in that VIP section? It might have been a blessing in disguise. And just when things could not get any crazier, Orlando Brown came in and shook up the internet. He went on camera and claimed that he had been with several famous rappers, including Diddy, Drake, Bow Wow, and yes, Busta Rhymes. He even said, "We made love," when asked about Busta. At first, people laughed it off because Orlando has a history of saying wild things. Many fans did not take him seriously. But now, with all the serious accusations against Diddy and other celebrities, people are starting to wonder if Orlando was telling the truth the whole time. Orlando has mentioned Diddy in multiple interviews, even before Cassie filed her lawsuit in November 2023. Back then, people just joked about Diddy and ignored Orlando's claims. But now that Diddy is in real trouble, fans are connecting the dots, and suddenly, Orlando's words do not seem so crazy anymore. And maybe Busta was named for a reason too. He and Diddy have been close for years, and now, with all these rumors, Busta is caught in a mess of his own. His past is coming back to haunt him, and the internet is going wild with new claims. There are even rumors that someone from his past is threatening to leak a private video. From accusations about his club life to reports of him lashing out at people, it looks like his personal life is getting exposed more and more every day. Sources say Busta is in full panic mode, threatening legal action and trying to stop the video from coming out. But in today's world, where everything can be exposed in seconds, can anyone really keep their secrets hidden forever? So, what do you think? Is Busta Rhymes just being targeted, or is there some truth to these rumors? Could this be a real scandal, or is it just another case of people blowing things out of proportion? Share your thoughts below.